Hello, you're welcome to yet another exciting edition of Ipman Today. And like I always say, Ipman Today is an advocacy program of Ipman, and Ipman is the acronym for the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Now, last week on Ipman Today, we brought you highlights of the president's visit. That is the president of Ipman's visit to the Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, Alhaji Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. On this episode of Ipman Today, we'll bring you yet another highlight of a courtesy visit of the president of Ipman to the IGP, that's the Inspector General of Police, Kaude Igbetokun. Now, this courtesy visit by the president of Ipman to the Inspector General of Police is in tandem with the desire of the president to ensure adequate security for filling stations across Nigeria and adequate security for tanks across Nigeria. I'm talking about tank trucks that carry fuel across the depths of our country. This visit is also in tandem with ensuring that pipeline vandalism and crude oil theft is put to an end. Of course, the Ipman president is very, very conscious of the loss of our crude oil products to pipeline vandalism and crude oil theft, and he wants to ensure that this will be put to a stop, and that's why he visited the Inspector General of Police. Right after that, there will be a special interview of the verdict with the president of Ipman, Alhaji Abubakar Megandi Gerima Shettima. Now, you will recall that recently President Bola TINUBU, that is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, put a stop to all future acquisition of vehicles that are powered by PMS. Now, the president of Nigeria wants all vehicles to be powered by CNG, solar energy, and electric energy. What a way to go. The president is very, very conscious. That is the president of Nigeria, is very, very conscious about green energy. But how prepared is Ipman to ensure that this drive by the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria towards the sustenance of CNG is made a reality? Now, these are the thoughts we'll be hearing from the president of Ipman on the verdict. Now, may I say this? The president of Ipman is sure that Ipman and her members are ready to key into the green energy drive and to propel the prosperity of the presidential CNG initiative in Nigeria. These and more we'll get to hear from the president during this short conversation on the verdict. Yes, we'll be back after this short break. My name remains Afam Okone. This is Ipman Today. This is NTA Network. You're welcome from that short break. Right now, let me take you over to the highlights of how the president visited. I'm talking about the president of Ipman, how he visited the Inspector General of Police, Kaude Igbetokun. Watch the highlights. We'll be back.
The Inspector General of Police, Kaude Igbetokun, PhD, MPN. Permit me to follow the existing protocol. Sir, as you can see us here, we are members of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. We are having over 150,000 retail outlets nationwide and over 30,000 companies. As the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ipman, we are marketers of essential commodity in Nigeria, which is petroleum. As the Nigerian police force, you are also custodian of an essential ingredient of life, which is security and peacekeeping. Therefore, we believe we both truly share similar attributes to the economic development of Nigeria. We are also grateful, sir, for your kind reception in receiving us today, despite your busy national schedule. Our mission is simple, and our mission is clear, sir. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ipman, is passionately committed to the elimination of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. We know that these evil acts are the most terrible and the common economic crime in Nigeria because of the volume of crude oil stolen daily in Nigeria and the boldness with which it is done. We are highly disturbed that Nigeria continues to lose thousands of barrels of crude oil daily due to oil theft and pipeline vandalism. This is also results to losses of over $700 million monthly. This is not good for our dear country. And we at Ipman are hereby calling for enhanced partnership with the Nigerian police force to curb and most importantly eradicate this evil disorder that is affecting our dear country. We believe that we must save Nigeria from crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. And Ipman, together with the brilliant men and women of the Nigerian police force, through a sustained partnership, we can achieve this mission. As an institution which immense investment in the oil and gas sector, we will also like to crave your support in the protection of our petroleum trucks, which are regularly on the road, navigating the depths of our country, even at odd hours, just to ensure adequate and regular supply of PMS product to millions of Nigerians. Given the scope of our operations and the importance of our product to economic stability, we have had to put our trucks on the highways without recourse to time because we are committed to Project Nigeria. However, we have had to deal with the safety of our drivers and the trucks themselves. In most of the cases, we have had to suffer marginal losses and also loss of lives to insecurity. We know that this can come to end after today, as we have no doubt in your capacity, even in deploying a special force that will see to safeguarding our drivers, our trucks, and our product from miscreants. This is an area that is very clear to us in order to sustain the definite supply of petroleum product across the country. We would like to also appeal to you, to your esteemed office, to provide our fuel stations with adequate security to avoid unnecessary and unfortunate circumstances that can lead to loss of lives and properties. We believe sincerely that adequate security for our fuel outlet across the country is also an important factor that can continue to provide a viable means of economic stability in Nigeria. IGP sir, truly your tenure has no doubt brought improved security across our cities, and we have every conviction in our ability to continue to live up to your inspiring success. Well, we wish you many more years in active service. Be rest assured that the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria will most certainly be your partners in progress. Thank you, sir.
The National President, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, other members of the Executive Council of Ipman who are here present, I recognize every one of you eminently. Thank you for coming. The members of the Force Management team who are here present and other senior officers, I want to start by saying that it is my honor to warmly welcome the National President of Ipman and all members of the Air School of Ipman to the Police Force Headquarters this afternoon. This is the first visit of the executive members, and I must tell you that I'm quite excited to be with you. I had to leave other important engagements that I have today to welcome you. I want to thank you for partnering with the police. Your support for our operations at the state level, at the divisional level, are deeply appreciated. We look forward to a more robust relationship with your association. Your association is a very large association with over 30,000 companies in your association. You are a very big association in Nigeria. And the police need your partnership. I noted the concern you expressed about the incidents of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism in Nigeria. And I recognize the fact that you are also ready to partner with us to fight these menace in Nigeria. We will continue to render assistance to your members. You requested that we should make adequate arrangement for the protection of your trucks on the road and the safety of your drivers. I want to assure you that we are committed to protecting your members, just as we want to protect all Nigerians. We have a vision to position the police in such a way that the police will be able to respond adequately and appropriately to the dynamics of crimes in our society. We are prioritizing community engagement, partnering with stakeholders in our policing strategies. From now on, all the commissioners of police in the states will be mandated to have direct relationship with your executives. We will continue to support you the best way we can, and I want to assure you that you always count on us. If, however, there are complaints from your members, I appeal to you, I want to urge you not to hesitate to report such conduct of our officers to the Commissioner of Police in the state, or you can directly report to the Inspector General of Police. And I assure you, we will take appropriate actions. I thank you very much for coming, and I look forward to another meeting with you. So thank you.
Now, the need for adequate collaboration between Ipman and the Nigerian police force to ensure that pipeline vandalism and crude oil theft is put to an end. Yes, we saw all of that, and we are sure that this will be a reality in Nigeria. Nigeria deserves the best of our crude oil products, and this conversation, this visit by the president of Ipman to the IGP of police is spot on. Right now, let me take you over to the verdict, where we'll see the president's conversation, the president's thoughts on the green energy drive being propelled by President Bola TINUBU. Let's go. The verdict right now. Hello, you're welcome back from that short break. Of course, this is the segment we call the verdict. And of course, we're with the president of Ipman, Alhaji Abubakar Migandi Gerima Shettima. You know there's only one president of Ipman. And what are we discussing today? Just sit back and watch. Mr. President, sir, you're welcome on set.
Thank you very much, Mr. Afan.
Sir,
good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, independent petroleum marketers.
Thank you, sir. Good evening indeed. From the president to all Nigerians and all Ipman members. Mr. President, sir, we're discussing green energy once again. Recently, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Bola TINUBU, instructed that all future acquisition of vehicles and movable tricycles and all of that should henceforth be solar-powered, electric-powered, or CNG-powered. How ready is Ipman? But before that, sir, what do you think about this new directive by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Well, in fact, this new directive, actually, that is what we have been expecting for a very long time. And Mr. President has done well, because that is how to start. So what he did is in order, and we independent petroleum marketers, we are happy with his statement. And remember that we already key into the program.
You already keyed into the program. So, but how ready is Ipman, sir? How ready is Ipman? Because this is not a small, this is not a little directive. It's a very, very huge step the president is taking. How ready is Ipman to ensure the success of this directive by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
No, we are very, very ready because we have been on it for a very long time, and we have been advocating the issue to our members nationwide. And remember that we independent petroleum marketers, we already have the retail outlet nationwide. Anywhere you go, you will see our filling station. So therefore, we are ready, and at any time when the project gets started, actually we are ready for it. Because already the Mr. President has already bring the market. To bring the market in the sense that, we are looking for the buyers before we make our investment.
Yes.
And now he instructed all the MDEs in the whole country, they should be using CNG vehicles. Yes. So it's a welcome development.
So, sir, it's one thing to give a directive, which the president has done, the right thing, but it's another thing to ensure that this directive becomes a huge success. What is that ingredient that can make this directive a huge success in Nigeria, sir?
Immediately when we partner with the government, since we have a wide spread of the filling station nationwide, okay, it will make it successful, definitely, because already we just need an assistance from the government, that is in terms of finance, in such a way that finance, and the finance we are not talking for the free money, okay, but rather just a soft loan that we can be able to see. We put the Moza filling station and the daughter filling station in our various filling stations.
Okay. So, sir, what is the step that the president should take at this time? Do you think that the president should begin to work with institutions like Ipman, or what institution should the president of Nigeria work with to ensure the success of this directive?
The wise step that the president is supposed to consider now is to consider Ipman.
Okay, to consider the independent
petroleum marketers. Yes, independent petroleum marketers, because they have the widest separate in the country. Okay. So with their separate, the putting this CNG all over the country, it will be easier. Okay. Because already there is separate. In most of our filling station, we can be able to put this to see that we install the daughter filling stations, yes, in most of our filling stations. At the same time, we have a space where we can be able to do conversion. That is to convert PMS trucks or PMS vehicles to the CNG vehicles. Or even if it's electrical energy, we have a space whereby we can install an electrical equipment whereby we can be charging the motorcycles and the rest of them. The same thing applies to the solar energy system. We may have a battery system that we can be able to use. So all these things, we can be able to use them in our filling station. Okay. So the most important thing, let the government consider the independent petroleum marketers to engage them fully in the system.
That's massive, sir. You made mention of finance. Is that one of the challenges you think Ipman has right now in terms of keying into this green energy drive?
Yes, it's one of the major challenges because already we have the site. So the next thing that we are looking is the finance, because the project is a little bit expensive, yes, and we need the assistance through the government. That is the reason why you have been seeing that we have been talking about the money that is being inside the CBN for a very long time. So let the government use that money, and that money is being kept purposely for CNG. Let the government see how they can involve the independent petroleum marketers to have an access to this money so that we can be able to pass the program as quickly as possible.
Okay, sir. Mr. President, have you been talking to your members, about this CNG? Are your members ready right now? Because I know you have millions of...
My members are seriously ready because, it will be another advantage to all of our members, because apart from selling PMS, we can sell CNG, then we can do electrical energy too. So it's an advantage to us. Okay. So most of our members are ready, and we are just waiting the program to kickstart.
That's amazing, sir. So what is your final words now to Ipman members who are watching this program and are hearing you talk about this CNG so lofty? What is your words to them, sir?
Well, my word to them, let them cooperate with the present government, that is the government of Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's try and see as much as possible we support his program so that the program will bring, one, it will help our business because it's just increasing the widespread of our business. Then secondly, it will assess the masses. Instead of spending heavy amount of money to buy fuel, you can go for CNG or you can go for electrical energy. So all this thing will assist, and it will assist the country too in terms of economy.
Mr. President of Ipman has said it all. They are ready and willing to key into the green energy revolution being championed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, this is Ipman today. Of course, this is the verdict. We'll be back after this short break. Now, no doubt, Ipman is very, very ready to key into the presidential CNG initiative being propelled by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, this is the part that I hate the most. We have to draw the curtains on today's edition of Ipman today. No doubt it's been exciting watching all the highlights of the president's visit to the Inspector General of Police. We also had some sublime conversations, some in-depth thoughts of the president of Ipman, Alhaji Abubakar Megandi Garima Shettima, on how ready Ipman is to key into the PCNGI being propelled by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Until I come your way again, same time next week on NTA Network. Keep watching NTA Network with the sublime broadcasting. Keep watching Ipman today. My name remains Afamokone.